Welcome everyone to this Omdia Fast Chat video today. In this video, we're going to be exploring the topic of advancing service management with the help of generative AI. We're going to be taking a look at NTT Data's philosophy, the expertise, and the solution that NTT Data offer around what is a very hot and emerging topic. My name is Adam Holtby. I'm a principal analyst here at Omdia as part of our digital workplace team. And in this second fast chat video anyway, from NTT Data and Omdia, I'm delighted to be joined today by Vikram Walecha, who is the VP Digital Transformation Services with NTT Data, and Monica Blandin, who's the Client Success Executive at NTT Data. I want to welcome you both. Thank you so much for spending time with us today.
Thanks, Adam, for having us. Really excited to be here.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Perfect. Good stuff. All right, let's dive into the topic because I'm sure we have a lot to kind of cover around the realms of generative AI in particular. We're hearing so much about generative AI or GenAI, as it were. And in the recent survey that we worked with NTT Data on, we discovered how the most important values that organizations are looking for from investing in generative AI capabilities include seeing an increase and an improvement in employee efficiencies, improving customer satisfaction and customer loyalty. But I'm really curious to get your views on what you're seeing as being the greatest opportunities from generative AI based on your interactions with customers. So Vikram, if we start with you, what is it that you're seeing in terms of demand from customers here?
Sure, Adam. Generative AI, we believe everyone is aware that it has undoubtedly emerged as a transformative force. It's reshaping industries and then unlocking newer possibilities. Few of the common early use cases that we are witnessing with Gen AI are conversations, where Gen AI acts as a co-pilot in the customer interactions. It revolutionizes the customer experience with AI-driven virtual assistants that ultimately engages the customers in contextually rich conversations, and then ultimately it ensures swift resolutions. Secondly, we are witnessing content creation as well, and it's pervasively being adopted. Gen AI brings in revolutionary capabilities to empower the editors, the writers, the content creators to create personalized marketing content, image captioning, and then ultimately to summarize audio, video, as well as documents. And then the third piece is around content discovery. It helps to augment the search engine capabilities, and then ultimately provide more accurate, context-aware results. And then another area wherein we've seen Gen AI being embraced is the software development and maintenance. We are seeing, just to fasten the overall life cycle of product and services onboarding, we are seeing use cases such as text to code, text to applications, wherein developers are able to quickly leverage Gen AI to be able to build those applications and code faster. And then ultimately the process automation piece that underpins everything around Gen AI. And ServiceNow is betting big on Gen AI as well. We are seeing tremendous amount of investments going across workflows with Gen AI. Monica, maybe you may want to touch upon how ServiceNow is embracing Gen AI across different workflows and industries.
It's absolutely bringing higher agent productivity within the CSM. It's really empowering the users more, I think, to accelerate their cases in ITSM, offering better productivity, improved resolution time, just an overall better user experience, right? And we're able to replicate that along with ServiceNow within the Gen AI space across all of the industries that we're working within, right? So public sector, manufacturing, commercial. So it's really providing a broad impact and broad improvement to all the industries and in those specific spaces.
Well, what about, I guess, building on those advantages and those possibilities? What are some of the concerns around generative AI that you're hearing most from your customers? And I guess, how are you advising them to kind of overcome them?
Gen AI as we know, it's an exponential technology, but there are several obstacles that we need to overcome, at least in the short run with GenAI. First and foremost, it's the risk of the GenAI models itself. They are phenomenal technical advancements, but at the end of the day, they are general purpose technologies. True value, we believe, would be created when we combine these models with the data and the domain expertise that lies within the enterprises themselves. And the challenge that we are witnessing there is the data engineering, when we are talking and interfacing with our clients, that's still stuck in the 20th century. So for our customers to be able to adopt Gen AI and then truly get exponential value out of it, they need to reshape the way their data engineering is structured and then ultimately the way they operate. Secondly, Gen AI in itself, it comes at a price, both in terms of GPU processing as well as electricity consumption. So it's important to assess whether the return on investments really justify its utilization, particularly when the task at hand maybe can be easily done by a human expertise or other AI techniques. So TCO of for the models and its application is still unproven, early stages. And then there are risks around data privacy, security. We're looking at bias, IP infringements, hallucinations, and then limited context. And then for the enterprises to be able to truly adopt Gen AI, they may need to also work towards an operating model, right? But we are seeing that there are dearth of skills and talent in the market, which ultimately inhibits the clients to really bet big on Gen AI. So what we are advising our clients are, one, define clear business objectives and prioritize the most impactful use cases. Have a framework in place that enables you to rate and rank the AI use cases, both from the feasibility perspective as well as the business value. Secondly, have an operating model and blueprint in place that enables you to figure out the model choices, the fine-tuning strategies, the integration approaches with external knowledge bases, along with deploying ways wherein you're able to deploy these models in a more composable and modular way. Also, responsible AI should be at the forefront of everything you do, keeping security and privacy right at the cusp of any initiative that you're undertaking with Gen AI. Another thing that we are advising is around build versus buy decisions from Gen AI perspective. There are open source models. There are models that are provided by most of the hyperscalers. But then there are some SaaS vendors such as ServiceNow, which have a native Gen AI capabilities. So how do we figure out which products and which technology to buy as opposed to building it? So these are some of the considerations that enterprises would need to really evaluate as they are carving out their Gen AI strategy.
Monica, any perspectives for you on that one? I like the call out on those business outcomes. I think that's really important. A lot of the Gen AI conversations are very focused on features and functionality, right? But having that view of the actual business outcomes that this capability is there to deliver against is really important, right?
Yes, and if I can add on to that, I completely agree. And to echo kind of what Vikram had said about, laying out the business outcomes and some of the apprehension from the clients, I think the best approach is the crawl, walk, run, right? It's let's look at consolidation, simplification of technology, right? Those are always going to be key drivers in maintaining the robust security, right? And by able to consolidating, your investment in other technologies by ServiceNow, you can rationalize across complex digital ecosystems, allows you to better leverage Gen AI, and I think it gives the users a better feeling of control, that they're not just jumping in, without strong consideration, right? They're starting again that crawl, walk, run approach.
Yeah, that's the point of that single platform, and I guess building the Gen AI capabilities on top of it is a really important one, isn't it? So NTT Data, you're one of ServiceNow's leading partners. How do you differentiate yourselves in what must be becoming a pretty competitive market, right? Given the popularity of this solution.
Absolutely. So I'll take that. So not only do we align to the ServiceNow strategy, right? So we're aligning to their 5 pillars within their strategy, but we've also been an elite partner. We are an elite partner to ServiceNow. We've been delivering the ServiceNow capability since 2013. So within that, in the last 11 years, we have performed more than 1,200 implementations. We've spent more than 1.6 million hours supporting those implementations. And in parallel, a lot of those implementations have brought more than 400 engagements within managed services, which has provided almost 1 million more hours. That is one of our huge delineating factors just in the amount of years and implementations we've partnered with ServiceNow. The other thing, as NTT Data having been acquired, as a company, we have more than 50,000 employees. That's 14,000 alone within the US. We have a global delivery center capability. We hold over 2,000 certifications in ServiceNow. And then in addition to that alignment that I spoke about in aligning to the ServiceNow strategy, we are also within our company aligning to the different industries, that being the public sector, the manufacturing, the commercial, the HPLS and provider. So between that, when I look at that access of not just the industries, but also the offerings, as well as our capabilities and the amount of hours, certifications, and just overall experience we have, I really think that delineates us as within the market. I don't know if you want to add anything to that, Vikram.
We believe that we'll double down on the ServiceNow business in the Americas. Our strategy overall, it's consistent with 2023. If I have to summarize what Monica stated, there is insistent focus on differentiated offerings. We want to leverage the capabilities across our entity data network of group companies. Continue to empower the talent to support the exponential areas of growth. We've been talking about GenAI. That's critical for us, and we are betting big and investing heavily into it. There's another area wherein we are seeing a lot of growth is around business process automation, data analytics, and then so there is investments going in both from skills perspective and then coming up with novel ways of working with our clients and differentiated offerings. And then above all, we believe that client centricity and being hyper focused on client value enables us to really differentiate us in the market from rest of the cluttered market. As you stated, right, there are a lot of partners, but then what we focus on is bringing consultative and strategic approach to guiding our clients with their digital transformation imperatives.
You mentioned the Gen AI, you mentioned the skills development. They're obviously key areas of growth and continued development for you folks. Are there any other opportunities for growth that you're kind of excited about within NTT Data?
So more than half the businesses that use ServiceNow have used it for more than 3 years, but a lot of them have really focused on the ITSM and ITOM. So just at a very high level, I'm excited about furthering the platform, right? And leveraging the GenAI. So not just the ITSM and ITOM, but really working with the businesses to understand what are their top priorities, right? If there are a lot of the struggles are in operational efficiencies, how can we attack that? If their struggles are in customer satisfaction, improving the employee experience, right? Reducing business expenditures. That's where I'm most excited. So it's not necessarily platform or modules, or it's not necessarily specific to that. It's just in general, where can we best leverage the Gen AI to accomplish the struggles that the businesses are having?
Yeah, and just to add on to what Monica stated, horizontal expansion is critical to us. But at the same time, we are extremely bullish about industry workflows as well as some of the App Engine capabilities. We are developing solutions such as smart security management for school, medical device management and care management for healthcare life sciences customers, smart floor factory management for manufacturing. And then underpinning all of this, smart automation as well as infusing intelligence such as GenAI into most of our solutions. And we believe that if that's done right, it will really unlock productivity, provide a superior customer as well as employee experience. And then ultimately to our clients, it will reduce the technical debt and overall lower the TCO. So, I mean, see, ServiceNow as a platform, it has expanded beyond IDSM. As Monica stated, there's a lot of growth opportunity, and we are extremely bullish about especially the industry workflows and then horizontal expansion of the platform.
Yeah, you both mentioned that expansion beyond ITSM, which I think is a really important call out, because that does somewhat relate, I guess, to the digital transformation aspirations that organizations have at present, right? In terms of digital benefiting the entire organization, not just the IT department, and processes and new technologies are a fundamental part of that. How is it that you're guiding your customers around this whole digital transformation opportunity? Because it can be confusing, it's multifaceted, there's a lot of different elements to a digital transformation initiative. Where is it that you're advising organizations to begin and to mature against any digital initiative? How are things looking from an NTT Data perspective there?
I would suggest that the first thing that needs to happen is to evaluate and review which factors within the organization have the most negative impact on the employee's productivity, right? That's first and foremost. Take that information and work to align a strategy to how you can combat that lack of productivity or user frustration, if you will. So if your strategy needs to align to lack of skills in order to make a decision, or you've got too many legacy and manual processes, you have a lack of training, you have a lot of fragmented and disconnected workflows, right? Those indicators will absolutely help drive how we can begin to build out the roadmap for the digital transformation journey, right? It's aligning to not just where the pain points are in the organization, but then also the secondary aspect of that is where are you looking to go into the future, right? So you're wanting to do, an increased supporting ESG, right? Increased adaptation and integration of the cloud, improve security, improve operations, whatever those items are that you're looking for in the next phase and in the future. I think that absolutely can help in shaping that digital transformation endeavor, if you will.
Yeah, and embarking on digital transformation initiative, as you know, can be an exciting endeavor, but it's not straightforward as it seems. There's always some level of discomfort that comes with stepping into that's unknown. So we believe, I think, understanding our objectives and goals is critical. Then also assessing what steps you may need to take to reach your goals. Focus on, as Monica stated, employee experience needs, employee productivity needs. Then also, if there are initiatives that you're taking to serve your customers, understand the customer needs and experiences as well, because ultimately, it's digital transformation is all about leveraging the digital tools in order to increase your consumer value, be it customers, partners, employees. So it's imperative that we take that into account. Also, there might be a need to re-engineer some of your processes as well before you digitally automate those. So focus on that. And then ultimately, we believe that whatever you're doing, it's going to be people's lives are getting impacted due to the change. So focusing on organizational change management, the training needs, making sure that they are invested into the overall changes is also critical. And then apart from that, we believe that there should be, rather than considering digital transformation as a one-time initiative, it should be a continuous journey, right? So think about digital transformation as a continuous endeavor. Stay nimble, believe in adaptive transformation. That's what we believe in, wherein at every step of the way, you reevaluate the progress that's made against the goals, as well as the market forces, and then, if required, pivot, right? It would be difficult. There would be some level of discomfort, but that's the way to go. That way, you'll be able to achieve your business goals faster and maybe even de-risk some of your digital initiatives.
Yeah, that's great. Vikram, Monica, I massively appreciate the time today. Thank you so much to you both for sharing your insights. Really, really interesting conversation for sure. There's a link below to some of the additional resources that we discussed for viewers to download should they wish. But I want to take this opportunity again just to thank Monica and Vikram, and thanks to everyone for watching. Have a great rest of your day. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, Adam.
Thank you.